So let's have a look at the trend setup in some real charts. Before you, this is the Eurodollar 30-minute time frame. This is my favorite time frame for intraday trading. So let's get to it. In here, you can see a strong uptrend. So what you do is you use the flexible volume profile over the whole trend area to search for the significant volume clusters. First significant volume cluster is in here, and when the price was moving, it was actually looking like this, alright? So this was an uptrend, this was significant volume cluster, this was the level to go long from. So you wait for pullback, in here you enter long, alright? Then what happens next is that there was another volume cluster created, this one, and this one was a very nice one, because not only this was a significant volume cluster, but also, as you can see, it was strong resistance in the past, and when the price went past it, the resistance then became a support. So what you do is you wait for a pullback to make it back to the level, and you go long from there. Unfortunately, there was strong macro news. There was FOMC meeting, those candles, this is FOMC rate decision. So you definitely don't want to trade during such strong news. So no trade there, but if there was no news, it would be a very nice trade to take. And I'm sure that it would be a winner. So what's next is this strong buying activity, this strong uptrend, this one, and there are actually two volume clusters in here, this one and this one. Both have basically the same strength. As you can see, the maximum volumes are basically the same. As you can see, the price went past them, so if you took any of those, it would be a losing trade. This setup didn't really work at this time. So let's move forward. Alright, so what happens next is this strong downtrend. So I'll use the profile to look into the volumes inside this downtrend. And the volumes show that the heaviest volumes are in here. The heaviest volumes in this volume cluster are in here, which means that you draw a line there and wait for pullback. When the price hits it, you go short. Alright, nice reaction to the level. The next day there was an uptrend, so let's have a look at how the volumes were distributed there. First, when the price was developing this way, there was this volume cluster, heaviest volumes being in here, nice reaction to the volumes. So this would be a first trade based on the trend setup. And then as the day was developing, there was very strong volume cluster created in here with the heaviest volumes right there. As you can see, there was another nice reaction to the level. Now let's move the profile over this selling activity right there. This one. And the most significant volume cluster in here was this volume cluster. Heaviest volumes being in here, this being the reaction. Pretty strong one, right? Now let's move forward. And there was strong buying activity in here, so let's use the profile to see how the volumes were distributed in this area. Right there, the heaviest volumes in this volume cluster were in here. As you can see, that was a reaction, but it came a little bit sooner, so the level got missed. And as I said in the previous videos, I'm not trading second tests, so I would have discarded the level. I wouldn't trade it when the price actually hit it and tested it for a second time. Alright, so there would be no trade from there. The price reacted a bit sooner to the level. Now, maybe you've noticed another volume cluster inside the trend. It is this one. So as the price was progressing upwards, this volume cluster got created. So the level to go long from would be in here. But there's one rule for those setups, and the rule says that there needs to be some sort of price action or rotation above the level before the level is active. And what I need to see is like 2 or 3 30-minute candles above the level. So if the level is created, if volume cluster is created, then the price goes upwards and immediately afterwards downwards, then I don't trade it. What I want to see is a level created, then some price action above it, like 2 or 3 30-minute candles, which means that the higher prices get accepted, that the market sees this as a fair value, and afterwards, when the price tests the level, then it's ready to go. But if there's a level and the price goes upwards and immediately afterwards downwards, then this is sort of rejection of higher prices immediately after a level got formed, and you don't really want to trade such a level. All right? So in this case, I wouldn't have taken this trade, all right? Because it was just strong rejection of higher prices and the price turned. So there would be no trade from this level. So let's move forward and look for some strong trend, which I see right there. This one. And in here we have several significant volume clusters. The first one from the bottom is this one, the strongest one. A very nice reaction to it. By the way, this level was also strong support in the past. As you can see, in this general area the price reacted to the level. It was not exactly to the level, but it was few pips above it, and I count that as a confluence. Alright, so the first volume cluster would be a winner. Then there was this one. So let's have a look how it would go. My take profit for such intraday trades on the euro is 10 pips. So the level would be 1366.6. Alright, so it would be also a profit. This would also be over 10 pips. It was around 12 pips movement. So this would also be a winner. Then I wouldn't really trade this small thing, especially because there's no rotation in here. The price didn't really stop there. So the next one to consider is this one, with heaviest volumes being in here. Also a winner. And the next one would be this one. Pretty heavy volumes in here, looks like a strong level. But as you can see, this one didn't really work. There wasn't really any reaction to it, so this one would be a loser. You know, funny thing is that sometimes the best looking levels just don't really work, and the not so good looking levels work like a charm. Take for example this one compared to this one. Alright, this one isn't that strong as this one. But still, the reaction to it was precise, fast, and really nice. And the reaction to this one, there was almost no reaction. Alright, so it's not always the best looking levels that end up being winners. So let's have a look for some new trends. In here, this is a nice looking trend, this one. The first volume cluster is this one, as the day was starting in here. So by the time the profile would look like this, alright? And there would be a long from this volume cluster. Very nice reaction. A very nice way to catch a trend and participate on it. Then as the day was progressing, there was this volume cluster, and the heaviest volumes were in here. If you look carefully, then the price turned a little bit before the level, maybe 1 or 2/10 of a pip, which is a shame, but this would have been a missed trade. Then there was this volume cluster. It's not very clear which volume was higher, so maybe if we zoom the profile a bit, it will be clearer. Alright, so it seems that this volume cluster is stronger. This is the reaction to the level. By the way, it seems that also there was a reaction to the higher volume cluster. This reaction. Let me check if it was a 10 pip reaction. Yeah, it was. Exactly 10 pip reaction. So this one would also be a profitable trade if you had tight spreads. Then, as the day was progressing, there was another volume cluster in here. So this would be the long level. But this time the price turned a little bit sooner and made the reaction. So this level would be discarded because the price turned around 1.5 pip